Hello everyone, I'm Julius from Decube. We've built our platform to be a unified solution for your modern data stack where you'll have data observability, discovery, and governance all in one place. Through our data quality module, you can monitor your data assets through a range of configurable tests. Adding tests is easy through our configuration interface as we provide out-of-the-box tests that can be added quickly across your data assets without writing any code. Incidents that are raised from these monitors will be shown on the platform for assignment and management. You'll also be able to trigger notifications directly to your inbox or Slack so you don't miss a potential breakdown. We have a catalog module which is a great repository for all your data assets. When you connect your data tools, we load your Decube workspace with all the assets like your tables and columns to those tables, and jobs automatically to the catalog so you can have one place to manage all your data assets. From here, you'll also be able to see if your table has any lineage relationships upstream or downstream that has been picked up by our parsers. I'll also show you how to use this catalog to leverage a feature we call the business glossary so your business teams can take part in enabling data governance across your organization. Data governance has become an essential part of the modern business, and this is why we've also come up with a module to make it easier than ever for teams to get started with data governance and to scale their programs as their needs grow. This is where you'll store and manage all your governance policies in one place, create custom classifications for data, and automate your data governance processes. We'll also take a look later at the data recon module where you can perform a reconciliation to compare discrepancies between two separate data sets, which can be powerful to quickly or regularly check event level differences from replicated tables or during migrations. Once you've successfully connected a data source, you'll be brought to the dashboard. Your dashboard will be a bit empty at first when you first connect to Decube, but that's fine, because you will need to first set up your monitors so that our data observability engine can learn about your data. So first, what you need to do is configure your data source to start monitoring. Head on over to the config module. Upon entering, you'll be able to see all the test types that we've included onto our platform. For example, let me show you how to enable a volume monitor. It will be populated with all your tables. Your monitors can be configured either as on-demand or scheduled. For now, we'll make a scheduled monitor. First, you will need to select the row creation time, which is a timestamp or a data column. You should select the row creation time based on which you use for running all the incremental updates or inserts within the table. So, it's either created at for frequently inserted tables or updated at for frequently updated tables. This informs our scanner to check the right column for the frequency you've selected and ensures that there is no additional load on your database or warehouse, as the queries will be optimized. If you do not have a timestamp or a date column in your table, for example, if you store your timestamps as a string, you can choose to convert the column into a timestamp format by selecting on the SQL expression selection over here and input the function to cast it. You can also choose to scan the entire table by selecting all records. When you start a monitor, depending on the frequency of your table's update, it usually takes about 3 to 5 days to generate the model for thresholding before the first incident is triggered. However, if you enable our smart training capabilities, you'll be able to reduce this training period significantly as the monitor will be able to scan the historical data on your table and generate the model for thresholds. Set the frequency here to inform us how often the scan should be run. Now, for each monitor that you set up in your data source, you can set a different incident level for each monitor, with levels such as info, warning, and critical. You can get incidents in Decube and to your notifications with the appropriate incident levels so you can quickly prioritize your incidents. Here, you'll be able to control the notifications. We give you a control to choose which critical tables you want to be notified about because it's possible that you want to monitor a table and not be disturbed by hundreds of notifications. I'll now show you how to enable notifications for your organization so you'll get notifications when incidents are triggered. Head on over to the My Account page and navigate to the Config Settings tab. Here, You can set your default behavior for alerts and monitors. You can add an email here and also connect your Slack to your Decube workspace. So go ahead and authorize the connection to Slack and indicate which Slack channels you would like to receive alerts on. We also support webhooks, so you can forward our alerts to third-party applications of your choice. From a day-to-day basis, teams get bombarded with alerts from different tools all the time, which interrupts the focus one needs. So, one of the significant changes to our alert system is the ability to send individual custom alerts to those who will need to receive it. As such, you can do this by heading into the monitors, like this, and setting up your custom alerts over here. You can add an email or a Slack channel, and this will override the default settings you have just created in the config settings itself. Now, let's try to add a field health monitor. We'll navigate to the field health section and select the data source. In addition, we'll also have to select the table of the columns you want monitored. On the left, you'll see a list of the test types that we support, and this list will be filtered according to the test types that you've selected. Similar to the other tests, you can click on the Setup Monitoring, and it'll lead you to the setup flow. Instead of needing to add one test to one column at a time, we also support the bulk addition of one test types across multiple fields here. This helps you add coverage of our tests, such as null, duplicate, and cardinality tests, and apply the same settings. This will save you a significant amount of time, especially if you have a large number of columns to test. This works well with our enabled machine learning feature, where instead of manually defining the thresholds, you can use this to let our ML model calculate the threshold based on your scan metrics. Now, let's talk about schema drift checks. When you connect your data source, monitoring is automatically enabled for all your schemas to ensure a full coverage of any schema change type that might cause a downstream failure. However, we've allowed you to define which schema change types you want to be alerted on and disable any schemas you do not want monitored. You can set a table additions of lesser importance by only defining it as info to avoid alerts on it, while setting column deletions at warning for other schemas.